Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new then welcome to my channel. So in this video I'm going to create this look for Diwali. So this is essentially my get ready with me for Diwali. So if you want to know how to get this look, then please keep on watching. So first off, moisturization is important no matter what sort of a look you're going for. So I've used my Pond's Holy Grail moisturizer right now for moisturizing my face. Moving on to the base, now you can skip primer altogether if you have flawless skin, but since I do not, I'm using a smoothing primer. Now this one is from PAC, Zero Pore Separation Primer. I'm only using this on my T-zones, so essentially on my nose, on my forehead and on my chin, wherever I tend to have a little bit of texture, whiteheads and those sort of things. I'm focusing this primer only on those areas, and on the rest of my face, to make my makeup last longer, I'm using Lakme's Blur Perfect Primer. I actually guarantee you that this primer helps in the longevity of your makeup, so that's why I chose the combination of these two primers. You definitely do not have to if you don't feel the need to, but I do feel the need to use two different primers. It's just my skin's requirement, and that's why. Okay, so now this is the point where you get to decide if you want to use a dewy foundation or you want to use a matte foundation. Now I tend to generally prefer a matte foundation because those last longer and it does not get as oily as a dewy foundation, but I absolutely hate the flatness it gives to my skin, which is why I'm going with an illuminator first all over my skin. So this is from LA Girl, and you can see how luminous and just glowy my skin looks, so which is why I just use this before I use my matte foundation. And this is the one I'm using. This is from L'Oreal Paris. This is their Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. Now I love the coverage, I love the yellow undertone it has. It does look a little bit light on camera, but in real life it matches me very well. Now you can see here that I'm working, section wise, so half of my face first, the second half later, because this does set very quickly and you have to work really fast, which is why I'm just doing it, half once, the other half later. So while I'm blending my foundation, let me know, what do you guys prefer for your Diwali makeup? Like, do you go glam or do you just keep it very natural? I'm really curious because personally I keep it natural, but I do want to know what you do for your Diwali makeup. So next up, for concealer, I'm using the Instant Age Rewind from Maybelline, and I did not use it on the general areas like bridge of my nose and Cupid's bow and all of that. I only used it on my under eye because, as I've mentioned already, that I do have a little bit of texture going on my forehead, nose and things like that. So I just skipped those areas altogether, and I'm going to let my concealer sit on my skin for a bit, and until then I'm going to do my eyebrow. So I'm using the pomade from Makeup Revolution. This is in the shade Graphite, which is literally black. So I'm going very gentle, feathery strokes, very light-handed, and just like that my brow is done. I'm just like, using a little bit of spoolie to make them look nice and just better. Now I'm going to go ahead and blend the concealer out. This really ensures that the concealer does not crease as much, and you also get the best coverage out of any concealer. Moving on to the eyes, I'm using just a matte white shade from a palette that was lying around. You can use any setting powder, any compact powder, just anything will do. Now for this look, I wanted to keep my eyes very simple. I didn't want to do anything complicated because I did plan on doing a bold lip. So this is the palette I went for. This is from Wet n Wild, and I just used that shade that I pointed at as my transition shade. I absolutely love this palette. None of the shades look patchy. The pigmentation is spot on, and these just blend beautifully. Now you can see how sloppy and just messily I'm going. Messily, is that even a word? But how messy I'm with my application, and you can see it does not look patchy at all, and I love that about this palette. Moving on to the darker shade, this is also labeled as a transition shade in the palette, which is again a nice thing because if you're a beginner, you can get help from the naming convention that they have going on in the palette. So I'm going to use that on the outer corner, like the outer V, and then whatever is left, I'm going to take it in my crease as well. I had to switch my brush because the brush that I used initially wasn't working, so I went with a fluffy but like a smaller fluffy brush, and this worked beautifully. So I'm just like deepening my crease and working on the outer corner. That's pretty much it. And also taking it on my lash line, lower lash line again, just to save time, by the way. And for my lip, that's the shade that I went for. It's a very neutral sort of shade. Again, I didn't want anything very bright because, as I mentioned, I did plan on going bold and heavy with my lips plus the jewelry. I really wanted a balanced look. So something very soft on the eye, a little bit bold on the lips, and then jewelry and the dress. So you really have to like plan your makeup on the jewelry, the dress and everything. So you cannot go heavy on the eyes and then heavy on the lips as well. I created a very subtle wing with the Lakme Kajal. I did it off camera, and I'm just tight lining with Nykaa's Eyem Black Kajal. I hope this is Eyem Black. I'm not sure what it is, but you will see it on the screen what kajal it is. I really like this. It's the blackest kajal I own, so I like using this for festive or Indian makeup looks. It really packs a punch. And then I'm just blending or like smudging the kajal on my lower lash line. For mascara, I'm using the Falsies Push-Up Drama and trying to look not as horrible when I started applying my mascara, but then here you can see me looking absolutely horrible applying my mascara. So guess what? You can never look cute while applying mascara. Lesson learned. Anyways, for the falsies now, here's the thing. You can totally skip falsies, but I have been loving these magnetic lashes from Ardell, and that's what I went for. I did it off camera again because there's no way you can apply it on camera. I mean, I haven't learned it. You have to be super close up to the mirror to apply it. But anyways, so for my bronzer, I used up, what is this? Wait, what is this? GlamGals compact in the shade CP10. Again, you guys know this is my favorite compact ever, like as a bronzer. And for my contour, I'm using the Ultra Contour palette from Makeup Revolution. I'm using that shade that I pointed at as my contour. It did look quite pigmented initially and very choppy, but then don't worry, I did blend it out later on, so it looked perfect. Yeah, I'm just applying. And yeah, I did go with the contour shade a little bit on my nose as well, but then I was like, no, I don't want it to look super structured, so I didn't do anything precise on my nose. And here you see me just blending all of those things out just to make sure there are no harsh lines. I don't want to have lines on my nose or on my cheekbones. For my highlighter, I wanted something glowy, of course, but not metallic, and this highlighter is Love. It's again from the same palette, and can you see here, like, it's not metallic, it's beautiful, like you can see the glow, but it's not metallic. That's the sort of highlighter I always go for. So yeah, I mean, just highlighting my face away on the regular areas, cheekbones, bridge of the nose, chin. And for my lips, I initially applied this lip liner from Nykaa. I'll list the name on the screen, but then I was like, okay, this is looking too bright. So I decided that I'll go ahead, change my dress, and then decide on what lip shade I want to go for later on. But before finishing up the look, I added inner corner highlight, and can you see the difference here? It just like, wow. So here is me after changing, adding jewelry, hair and everything, and I went with this shade from PAC, Retro Matte Gloss in the shade Rose Tea. And I think that this went very well. I thought it went very well, but now that I look at it, I could have gone a little bit lighter. I don't know, but that's the finished look, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Happy and very prosperous Diwali. Be safe, and yeah, that's about it. I'll see you in my next video. By the way, I do not understand how everybody looks good while twirling while I look stupid all the time. Anyways, bye bye.